Guys, welcome back to another garden tour. So this is Candy. If you haven't met me yet, my name's Candy Curtis and I live on 2 acres in Texas now with my family. We did just move here from Oregon about last August, so it's been just about a whole year now. We're almost to the 1-year mark of living here and it's been interesting, I will say that. So we moved sort of from more of a city life to living in the country. And if you ever wanted to homestead and, you know, do something like getting out of the city and living on your own property, that's what we're doing. So anyways, if you haven't watched my other garden tours, I've been slowly just showing, you know, originally it was just my idea of where the garden was going to even go. And as I slowly built it up, I've been trying to post some garden tours. So I thank you for coming and watching my video, and if you want to go ahead and just follow along, and I will be posting garden tours every week or so. I'm not super consistent yet, so you'll just have to watch for those and maybe come check out my page every now and then. 2 Acres in Texas is what I just renamed it. So subscribe and just follow along as I get going, and maybe eventually I'll be a lot more consistent. But for now, just keep in mind that this is just us living life, and I work every day full-time, even though I'm in the middle of nowhere. I do have a full-time job. I get to actually work from home, answering phone calls all day long. So I do that Monday through Fridays, and you know, and the rest of my time I'm working around the property, gardening and working on home repairs and that sort of thing. So anyways, I'm sorry this took so long to get into my garden tour today, but I just want to give you guys a little bit more update on us and sort of who we are and what we're doing, or me anyways. But I'm going to transfer this around and show you the garden just a moment. And voila, we are back at the garden. Actually, I'm going to actually back up just a little bit farther today. Probably because I wanted to share with you Michael's. I think they are thornless blackberries, actually, is what he said. So this one's doing amazing. Like, seriously, it's like this tall. I don't know if you've seen some of my previous garden tour videos, but that one's doing really well, and this one is still doing terrible. So hopefully, you know, either way, this one will probably expand and we can always buy some more later. But anyways, I still have it planned to where we'll do a fence, but I'm telling you, I'm getting crazy with gardening, and I have a feeling that our garden is going to literally, oh, and yes, there's my super hunky hubby coming up the driveway. He's been working on the fence at the end of the driveway. So anyways, where was I at? I know, I was trying to say is that I don't know that, you know, I want to put a fence around the garden because I do want chickens and I want them to be able to run around free roaming sometimes during the day without getting into my garden. But at the same time, I think I'm going to have garden spaces all over our property, and so now I don't know what I'm going to do. And a lot of my plans keeps changing constantly. So that's why you should subscribe, because this is quite interesting, starting a farm, you know, just a personal family farm. Anyways, I will start walking. Obviously, I haven't done anything with this section again, so watch my previous garden tours if you want to see what's going on with that. And this section's sort of doing okay, but not great. My poor sweet potatoes are dying out one at a time. I don't know what's going to happen with these. This is my first year trying sweet potatoes, but these 3 are okay, but I did have about 6 to start, and obviously I'm down to 3. So I did buy some stakes for the tomatoes, and I'm going to stake these up sometime this week. And my beans are yes and no. So they are producing some little beans on this one, but obviously this one just completely, it just one day decided it was done for and died. Although I really think the problem, and I just bought some ant, I don't know if you can see that, but I have a bunch of red ants that have decided this is their highway up this. So I don't know how long this one's going to last for, but it is producing a lot of beans. I need to come in and pull these all off so it'll keep producing. And, you know, these are doing okay. They're still getting there. This one's doing pretty good too. And then my dahlia is coming up still. It did get, I don't know if you can see this, some kind of mole or gopher or something dug up a big pile of dirt. I kind of patted it down a little bit, but it was almost covered the entire dahlia. They also did it right there in that corner. It's kind of funny. So my cucamelons are actually not doing too bad. Oh look, another gopher. See, there's some kind of gopher going around here digging up holes everywhere. I'm gonna have to figure that one out, but I don't know. The cats should help once we get them out of the shop soon. This piece needs to come off. So I did try to actually like get this squash plant, and again, I'm not sure what kind of squash it is because it was volunteer, but it sure looks to me like this one of my, I don't even know. Actually, it kind of looks like seriously, it's going by the lawnmower again. Sorry about that. So this squash, it kind of looks like my table acorn squash went crazy on the other side of the garden. It kind of looks like that with the leaves, so we'll see because I did plant several of them. So there is a cucamelon hiding underneath. This is something I'm really excited, and I made this cute sign, cucamelon. So they look like little watermelons, but they're sort of a tart cucumber flavor. And it is a vine, and it does come back every year. So I'm really hoping they're just like little, like, you know, about this size, like the size of a grape apparently. So we'll see what that happens with those. I have a few more, and I'm really hoping they do actually grow this year. Really, this is just not much different than what you've seen before. So I'm just going to kind of zoom through, and I'm letting these go to seed. In fact, I'm going to actually pull these off this week and cut all the seeds into just little containers and let them dry out some more off so I can label them and everything. So my corn plant is it's so funny because this is the one I actually grew in the ground. I started these, I mean, they're in the ground now, but I started them in like a tote bin, a Rubbermaid type tote bin. And they sat there for like 2 months, seriously, before I actually put them out. And that's why they're also so close together, because when I finally pulled them out of the tote to plant them in the ground, all the roots had interwoven, and it was literally impossible to separate it. So I just let it do that. So my dill, I decided to let it dry out. I'm going to have to come out and cut this off also soon here, and maybe later today. I'm trying to see if I can get it to go to seed. I'm trying to learn how to collect seeds, so there are some. So before this actually does drop the seeds, I'm going to have to come out probably tonight. So these are more of peas. This little snow pea is doing okay. I have pulled off 1 or 2 snow peas occasionally, but it looks kind of sad and lonely. We've had 100-degree temperatures still this week. My cucumbers, that were doing amazing. They are, you know, it is time. They are slowly dying off, which is just fine. That's what they're going to do. And, you know, we'll just restart again probably in about a month or so, month and a half maybe, so that I can have more cucumbers for the fall, and then we'll try and can a lot of those. Now that I know what I'm doing a little bit more. So my Chili Poblanos are right here, and they're doing really well. If you've seen some of my previous, I haven't picked any yet, so they are getting a little bigger. It's getting there. It's almost the size of my palm. My melons, these are melons, and they are still producing, which is interesting enough. As long as they get, you know, look at that. Like, that's twins right there. I almost should just cut one of those. There's a ginormous wasp right there. You can see some of my cantaloupes growing. I have like 1, 2, 3. I know there's another big one right down here that I keep checking to see if it's ready to come off, but it still doesn't want to come off. I'll try again today. I guess what you're supposed to do is just try pulling it, and if it snaps off, I think really, I kind of zoomed in. Sorry, let me zoom this back up. You know, if it wants to come off, it's going to dry this section right here. It's going to be drier, and then it'll just want to come off. So it's really big. I don't know what's going on, but it is a really big cantaloupe. I do still have some table acorn squash growing down here, which is why I haven't really done much with this, except it is drying out like crazy. There's one hiding. And there's a bunch of new little, like, I don't know if it's going to actually grow, but I just keep watering it. See? So I'll just let this thing do its thing probably for another few weeks. I have a feeling it's going to die since the hill is dying. And that's where the roots are all at. Whew. We have squash bugs here like crazy too. That's not good for any of them. So I'm actually going to come out. Surprisingly, I let that one go a little too long. So I'm going to come out and cut all these off before it gets dark tonight. I have a few on this one, banana peppers. And guess what? I don't know if I showed you on the last one, but I have mini bell peppers. I actually have 2 on this plant. There's another one. And I'm still waiting. I haven't really spotted any on any of these other plants, but they are doing so beautiful. I really didn't know these were going to do this good, but like this plant is really nice. This one's like a beautiful plant. I'm just surprised. I don't know if my pollinators, like the bees and stuff, haven't been coming around, but the jalapenos are going pretty crazy too. So my zucchini, I don't know if you've seen some of my previous videos, but my zucchini so far this year has been pretty sad. But I did get these 2 to start, so I'm hoping they will survive the heat, because that's the hardest part for them this summer. And if they do, they might make it into fall and produce some zucchini later summer. So I have my watermelons, and these are all watermelon plants. Well, except for the weeds. I sort of weeded that side of the hill yesterday, and I haven't really gone through to this side of the hill yet. And I really haven't done anything with this since my last video. Actually, I have done nothing with it. Although I do have some, I've been waiting for supports for this one over here. And Michael built me some supports. I just have to bring them out and actually screw them inside to sort of give it more support. It's not really your traditional type of bed, but this is what we decided to do. So we have some supports for the inside. And then I have to put layers. I'm going to put some layers. We have tons of sticks and stuff like that from the trees this year. Since we've been here for a whole year, we've been, you know, cutting trees back. And like, I have a tree over there. I don't know if you can see it in my video. There's the tree that's dead, and it's like a smaller tree, but big enough that eventually we'll have to tear that one out and cut it down and stuff. And these things are the devil. I keep trying and trying and trying to just not let them, you know, go to seed and root more of those. If we can keep them cut back, they will eventually stop coming. So I keep trying to pull them out and like lawn mower them when I can, but when they're on the hill like this, it makes it difficult. Something else that I'm doing, which I just did a video of, so I'm gonna actually be posting another video about composting. And this is sort of not the best compost bin, but it's a cheap, called $10 compost bin. So check out that video later once I post it, and keep an eye out for that. I really don't have a lot to show you. One more thing I guess I will show you that I'm going to be posting videos about later is over here, past the little tiny fig. So I will show you the fig tree. It's getting there, still really, really small. These beautiful flowers that I showed you in one of my other videos are just gorgeous. Absolutely love these flowers. But when I want to come show you, it's actually across our street. I lawn mowed something. I think it was a cup or something. This. You see these? Can you guess what this is? These are mustang grapes, which is a wild Texas grape that we did not plant. They were here when we came, and I had no idea what they were. But I did a lot of research on it, and I have cut one open, and it does not have the crescent-shaped, the seeds inside. If they're crescent-shaped, it would be a poisonous grape. These are not crescent-shaped. These are actually the more ovally round-shaped seeds. There's 1 or 2 per grape. So I am going to be canning and trying to can some grape jelly. And unfortunately, I have to deal with these lovely poke bushes. I don't know if you've seen one of my last garden tour, like several, not my last one, but it was a couple garden tours ago. We had a poke bush. That one's actually on the neighbor's side. And they don't even come over here except to mow the yard every now and then. But I think they've mowed it once since we've been here in an entire year. But that is a poisonous berry, so I definitely don't want it around. So yeah, we might try cutting that bush down because I don't think our neighbor will even care, to be honest. I think he just grows it. He lets that overgrows it, and then he cuts this field into the hay bales that look like that. They just came through and did that about a week ago. For this field, and the one that's directly behind ours is the same person owns both of these. And he just came and did that for both sides. And I think that side over there, but he actually lives across town. So yeah, that's interesting. So we're at the perfect little spot. We don't have anybody that like literally does anything right next to us. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. And definitely, let me go to turn this back around. So thank you again for checking out this week's garden tour. And if you just want to subscribe and, like I said, follow along, please just subscribe below and keep checking back occasionally, because I will post up more videos and just keep you guys all up to date on sort of what's going into the garden and what's happening with the garden, and eventually some other posts about cooking, canning, and all that fun stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day or night or whatever you're doing, but thank you for watching.